Happy Sunday, everybody. This is Essence Jones from Protect Your Crown. If this is your first time visiting this page, welcome and thank you so much for tuning in. I can't express enough. I feel so loved, and I feel just so elated that people are really interested in a lot of the topics and a lot of the things that we've been discussing. But the biggest thing is that I am very, very happy and excited that we're doing what my goal was, which was to get the conversation started about promoting great well-being and discussing mental health and mental awareness. So one of the things that I wanted to touch on, since I didn't get to make a video on Friday because it's been kind of crazy in my world, is understanding and knowing what self-love is. Me growing up as a woman of color, it's been difficult for me to accept me for who I am and all my flaws. And what I mean by that is not necessarily just the physical. The physical is already hard enough, but accepting that I'm not perfect and accepting that when I'm not when I do fall, that it's okay for me to fall. It's okay for me to not do everything perfectly right or to fail, but it's about the reaction, about what you're going to do to get up and to succeed and understand that you are good enough. One of the things, especially when it comes to relationships with family, especially love relationships, you have to understand that you are good enough just the way that you are. God made us in His image, and His image is wonderful. And the thing about it is that we're all different. We all don't do things the same. We all don't look the same. We all don't sound the same. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's no set way on how a person should be. But a lot of the time, especially with women, we always try to alter ourselves to have someone accept us and to love us, And it's one of those things I remember, like before I got married, being in relationships and things like that, I always kind of had this motto of, if I give this person what they want, they'll give me what I need. But I will tell you, from being in relationships to being married to having a rocky marriage and going through some things in between, the thing is that I had to learn that in order for me to be successful at love, period, that love has to come from within. You have to learn and accept yourself. You have to understand that you're the prize. And if people can't accept you for who you are, you got to keep it moving. That doesn't mean you need to change who you are. That just means you need to change your way of thinking, and you need to spend some time, quality time by yourself, situating the fact that, you know what? I may have this going on. I may have that going on. I may not have that going on. I may not have this going on. But you know what? I'm okay with me. And that's something that I'm learning every day. Getting older, I tend to get a little bit wiser. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, because no one is. I have my days where I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, I'm not really liking how that's feeling, or how that's looking, I should say. Or I may say something or do something that I may not be happy with myself with. But you know what? Once I kind of have that conversation with myself, like, you know what, Essence, you messed up. You made a mistake. Accept it. And what are you going to do to make sure that you don't do it again? That has been my biggest thing, especially within the last couple of years. I have accepted who I am. I've accepted my flaws. I've accepted my mistakes. I've accepted me as a whole. And once I started doing that, everything started falling into place. That's how I was able to get my anxiety under control. Because one of the things about having high anxiety, sometimes you're very high functional, which I can be most of the time. My anxiety can be on 10, but I can still function and do what it is that I need to do. But there's sometimes where it moves from anxiety into panic attacks, and it was hard for me to deal with that. But once I realized that, you know what, Essence, there's only so much that you can control. There's only so much you can do. You have to let that go and let things be the way that they are, and just be okay with that. And like I said, a part of it is being okay with you. That's the huge part, being okay with you and loving you and knowing that you're good enough. But the other part is letting go and understanding that you're not in control. God's got it. You know what I mean? So that's just that's my own truth. That's a lot of the stuff that I've dealt with, that I'm still dealing with. So sometimes when I'm having an anxiety attack or I'm in that dark space, I definitely pray. There's a few other things that I do that I mentioned to you guys in the first video, but it's acceptance for me. You know what? It is what it is. I've accepted it. It's time for me to move forward. What can I do this time? And there's, like I said, there's some things that are just going to be out of your control, but you have to learn to accept you and also accept things for the way that they are. That includes other people. You can't expect everybody to be the way that you are. You can't expect people to be there for you when you need them. You just have to, that's why we talk about having a stable support system. You have to have that, because when that comes into play, you have that stable support system. You know for fact that you don't have to worry whether or not that person's going to be there. They're going to be there regardless. But at the same time, those that aren't a part of that stable support system, you gotta, you know what? Chances are they may not be there. When I'm in my darkest hour, my darkest time, and I need somebody to talk to, you know, they may not be there. Who's in my support system that I can call on and let them? I just need to talk. You know, so you have to accept people for who they are, accept you, love you, and keep it moving. That's the biggest thing with me in dealing with my own mental health and my own sanity. I've learned to let a lot of stuff go. And there was a lot of stuff where people kind of wonder, well, how could you let that happen? Well, how come you didn't freak out? Or how come you didn't do A, B, and C? It's because, number one, I know who I am. I know what kind of person I am. But I also kind of feel like, you know what? It's not going to necessarily change anything, because as long as I'm okay with me and I'm here and I'm cool, that's all that matters to me. So I just wanted to kind of lay a little bug in your ear. And I know I'm kind of rambling and saying some of the same things that I've probably said on previous videos and other blogs. But before I go, I just wanted to again reiterate the fact that I know you guys are probably a little tired of hearing from me, but I want you guys to be a part of this page also. This page is for anybody and everybody that is in support of promoting great mental health. Anybody that wants to talk about things that they do, anybody do to support their mental health, anybody that may be living with a mental illness or a mental disorder, but they're still living through it and they're succeeding in it. You know, please come forward. Hit me up on Facebook. We also have a website. Just, you know, please reach out. Any professionals out there, we're looking to hear from you as well. I am going to start posting stories, poems, songs, pictures, you name it, from other people. So it's not going to be just from me. It's going to be from you guys. But I need to hear from you. So please reach out. Go ahead and like the page if you haven't already. If you are liking the page and you want to be a part of this movement, go ahead and leave me a message in my Facebook inbox, or you can go ahead and contact me on the Facebook page, and then that'll send an email. But until next time, you guys take care, be safe, be well, and be blessed. Have a great day.